Hey everyone, so this is going to be my recap for Glee Season 4, Episode 7, Dynamic Duets. And I was really reluctant to keep on posting these recaps. I just don't feel as if I'm the same person when I watch Glee anymore. It's just, I'm always kind of afraid to say my opinions nowadays because I kind of realize I'm kind of the, not the, I don't know, like the opposite of what a lot of you guys think because I used to be so different from now and then. But I feel like my opinions are a little bit more calmed down. And yeah, so let's go into the recap. I really do love that Blaine is in love and super really into this like superhero thing. I just love that. It's so funny. It's just like he's very in his element, and I'm very happy that he has some kind of muse right now, or something to keep him occupied of his thoughts. And he's just whipping that cape around, and everybody's just like, it's no big deal because I'm Queen Bee and I sting like a bitch. Me too, Becky. Me too. I love Becky so much. Like, she needs to be in like every single episode. Let's just say that. But I'm very happy Sue was not in this episode. The Jake Marley Ryder stuff really just bores me. I feel like a lot of people are getting into it. It's very, like I said before, Finn, Rachel, Quinn, and then also Puck kind of stuff. But also, obviously, with Twist, it's so similar, and it kind of reminded me when Ryder and Jake were fighting over Marley in the beginning of the episode. It reminded me of Finn and Sam fighting over Quinn. I just didn't care then, and I don't really care now. I do like all the characters separately. I just don't really need to see another love triangle or love square, even though Kitty's doesn't really consider it, but she's always got a butt her head in there like Quinn kind of did. I would choose Jake and Marley anyways, just based off the whole episode and how I feel and felt about them in the beginning of the season. Jarly, as they say. I don't know, I like Ryder. I do like Ryder. It's just I have more feelings over them instead. It just, even though I don't like Rachel and Puck together romantically, I like this. So, I mean, it's obviously a little different, but, kind of confuses me with my feelings there. One thing I didn't understand was Marley got mad at Ryder near the end of the episode at trying when he couldn't go on the date and he had to go help with his dyslexia. Like, why was she getting so fucking mad about it? And then she just went to Jake because that was her second thing. Like, Marley's starting to really annoy me on that aspect. Like, she is taking, not advantage, but like she's milking it in a sense. I don't like that, and I hope that she kind of stays to her wholesome self and gets her crap together. And then that whole Kitty crap is just, it's kind of boring to me as well. Their duet was really great though, but the whole, Kitty faking to be friends is so Faberry 2.0, but like even more boring and less interesting. I don't like it. And with me, I love Faberry, but I didn't like the whole fighting thing. I kind of want them to be civil, but I prefer the originals, and I don't get it. It's not even funny, it's just more evil, and the whole bulimia thing, it's getting too intense, and I just don't think it needs to. I hope it ends soon, and I hope that somebody finds out and she gets better. So, yeah. Their duet was really great though. Like, Kitty as Femme Fatale was hot. Like, her with that whip and then the leather, really, really great. And Marley looked good too. And also another thing I want to point out is I don't really like Tina anymore. She kind of is getting really bitchy. Like, they kind of just ruined her before they even had a chance. That poor girl. And even Artie, they've been around since season 1 and they've never had any major storylines. Artie a little bit with Brittany, but they kind of like try to stick them in parts where it just doesn't need to, they need their own thing. She really needs to get back with Mike and like Stat, like, please. I also really like Brittany again. I think it's because in season 3 she tried to be too much like Santana with the bitchiness, and I like them together, but something about it in season 3, I didn't like their dynamic. Also, why is Finn dressing like Will now? It's like, if you're the Glee Club teacher, you have to wear sweater vests. I don't understand. I didn't really like Finn's style then either, but I don't really like the vests either, so I hope he finds his way fashion-wise. Like Kurt, maybe Kurt likes that style on him. I don't know. He's got too much time. He got too many things, He's got too many things going on. Blaine and goes visits the Warblers. I really have a lot of Sebastian and Blaine feels. I don't really talk about them as much because for me it's like, because I'm a huge Seb Kleiner, which is Kurt, Blaine and Sebastian, like all of them together, that's my URL on Tumblr, you know, I love them. But for me, it's like Claim, Kurt Bastian, Seb Claim, then Seb Blaine. But lately, I've been just feeling so many, you know, emotions towards them in that episode. Like, I was really feeling some feels, you know? Like, I was like, oh my gosh, I really love these scenes together. And I just, I miss Sebastian so much, my little baby. And his hair isn't that bad. A lot of people say they don't like it, they think it's ugly. But I prefer the old hair. But I don't think it was ugly. I just, I much prefer the more, you know, working hard on his hair than the slick back. I'm just, Sebastian is not a lot nicer now. He doesn't really like it, but he's turned a new leaf, or what they call it. You can tell he still like he still likes Blaine a lot. Ooh, sorry about that. My thing turns off sometimes. And I can just see it. Maybe I just see that because I like them two together. Would I want them canon? Probably not. I wouldn't want Blaine to date somebody else right now. I think if Blaine and Kurt just stayed friends, which obviously I don't really want inside, but if they happen to, then yeah, sure. But like right at this moment, I don't know. I just have a lot of like fanon feels, like during fan fiction or like fan art, you know, like I really like them then. Would I want them to date on the actual show? I don't know, but a lot more yes lately, you know. Hunter is the new lead, and he is not even remotely bi-curious, which is damn it, you know. He's just so serious and so intense about it. I love that. And that freaking evil cat, the best part of the episode, let's be honest here. And they need Blaine. They think that he is like their secret weapon. And Darkseid is really good. I love the whistling. The eerie whistling was freaking amazing. Like, I love that. Blaine was very much in his element. He definitely belongs at Dalton, and it was his destiny. But you know, at first I wanted him to go back to Dalton because of, you know, his being sad, and he had no one really there that was like Kurt. And I feel like that the Warblers would have, I don't know if they paid attention more, but like he felt more at home there at first, ever since Kurt is gone. But near the end of the episode, especially the Sam and Blaine talk, I really wanted him to stay at McKinley. And I'll get more into that later. I do like they keep bringing up Kurt in this episode, even though he wasn't in it at all. I do like that because even though he wasn't there, he was there in spirit. Like everything in the choir room reminds him of Kurt, reminds Blaine of Kurt, and yeah, which I think is definitely true because he was the reason they transferred, and he sat with him in that choir room every day. And I think that's just, I can understand that, where it's like a triggering memory, you know. They were the dynamic duo, and Kurt was his anchor, and now he feels lost and just floating around, and he doesn't have anyone to hold him down. These things are kind of in random places, but Puck's little cameo, I love that part. The Puckerman Bros, I can't wait for their more scenes next week. I really like them, and I really miss Puck, so I'm really excited for more of that. The Blaine and Sam scenes are my favorite. Sam's talk was so different from episode 5. I think he understands the situation that is more serious than anyone even thought. That Blaine actually is willing to actually leave in the middle of the school year and is about to leave, and that he can't handle being sad and alone anymore, that there's more going on than anyone just thought it was just a breakup, that he cheated on him, you know. And I think it is hard to understand that because a lot of people think, oh, young love is just you'll get over it, you'll move on, you'll find somebody else, and you'll be okay. But sometimes if you, and I do believe that Kurt and Blaine are soulmates, so when you find your soulmate and you break apart from that, it's like your whole half of you is just like, what am I going to do with my life, you know? I love that Sam encourages Blaine to fight for Kurt and to get him back, to show him that they are meant to be. I really love that about Sam. And we finally get to see the flashback with Blaine and Eli, but they still didn't tell us what really happened. They kind of left us hanging there. Blaine didn't say he slept with him, but he obviously did more than kissing, which we can imply. I don't like that we had to imply it, though. I don't want to assume, you know, because some people think that he did full on. I think they might have, like, gotten off together, you know, like, you know, but they didn't, like, you know, full on have sex. And it's still considered cheating. That was my phone. I think they left that open-ended for us, and maybe they will discuss it again, but they probably won't. But I hated that we still truly do not know. And either way, he definitely cheated, and there's no taking that back. Blaine looked really hot in that scene, by the way, and I'm just saying I love the, you know, when he had the Blame It on the Alcohol shirt. Yeah. And like Jilled down more. Is it because I don't look like my profile picture? Blaine expected a lighthouse Eli. Such a letdown. We never got to see his face either, so we'll never truly know if he had a lighthouse face. Is there such thing? We don't know. And I don't think Blaine is a bad guy at all. I think he is a good guy. I think that he just made a bad mistake. He hurt the one person that he truly loved the most in the whole wide world, and I think Blaine should be forgiven as time goes on, but what he did was still wrong regardless, and I don't like people just like think, oh, but he's so sad, he was so lonely, but there's still no excuse for cheating, and it goes for, I hate when people compare the Dance with Somebody, Kurt and Chandler stuff to this, because they're totally two different situations. I think Kurt was just realizing that that maybe they were going through a falling out during that time in season 3, but I don't think that he was necessarily willing to physically go there and want to be with Chandler instead. You know, because even though Kurt's my favorite character, I know he is flawed, and I know he is not flawless and not perfect. And obviously that is how every character is meant to be, you know, like they all have their problems and whatnot. I just think they're totally two different situations, and Blaine was physically with somebody else. Kurt was text flirting with another guy, and not even getting super personal. They were just kind of joking around, saying cheesy lines. It just does not compare. I think that comparing it is just a little bit silly to even think so. Maybe you see it differently, but I just don't understand how you can connect the two at all. Even with the Blaine and Sebastian stuff, he was not cheating on Kurt with Sebastian. He might have thought it was nice to be, you know, hit on, but he wasn't physically going there. So you have to realize that there are two different things, two different types of cheating. Even though they are still cheating, he wasn't truly emotionally cheating on Blaine. I just don't think people see that. So there are some spoilers going around that Kurt might go out with some older guy in New York, and I think that is a great idea and a great thing. And I heard that Rachel encourages it, so I think that's great as her as a best friend. It's not always just about Rachel. And I hate that they always try to make the Kurt and Rachel stuff just always together. That if Rachel stuff has to be with Kurt stuff, or Kurt stuff has to be with Rachel stuff, and they always just focused on Rachel stuff more than Kurt, you know. And that's the one thing I don't like about the Humbleberry stuff, but I do love them together, and I wish that we just have a New York-centric episode. So I'm excited that Kurt's gonna get out there and be an adult and live his life freely, meet new people, date other guys for a while, and then find where he truly wants to be. And if that's with Blaine or with somebody else, I'll be happy for him. Obviously, I still want Blaine and Kurt together, but I just want happiness for both of them, wherever that may be. And Blaine has to earn his trust back, and it's probably going to take a while to do so, but it'll be worth it. And after all that pain and suffering we have to go through every episode, I think it'll be worth it in the end. I want everyone to realize that Kurt is hurt and he has his trust broken, and he just needs to realize what he wants, and Blaine needs to earn all of that back. Not just the snap of the fingers, I love you so much, don't let me go. You know, he needs to fully do what he has to do to get that trust back. And it's like they'll be falling in love all over again, and I think I will enjoy that. One of the most hurtful parts of Blaine's speech was that he thought maybe when he was doing this that when everything was happening that Kurt and Blaine weren't meant to be for each other, that he realized that maybe he was just a burden in Kurt's life, but after that he realized they were meant to be and that they are soulmates. And I think that is just, it's like, oh, it's too late, but is it? And soulmates always find their way back to each other, so just don't get the wrong idea. I love Blaine and I love Darren's acting this episode. It was great. First it was silly, which I love, and then it got serious and then funny again. He's a really good actor. But Kurt is my baby, and when he was hurt, like more than some of us could ever imagine, even though he's fictional, but, you know, relatable stuff, by the boy he loves so much. And it wasn't that long that he cheated. Like, I will never understand that. It never makes sense on Blaine's part. Like, it was not even a couple months. I'm not even gonna get to that again. So just remember that I am a Kurt stan first and foremost. Like, I will always stand by him, but sometimes I get mad at Kurt too. I just, we all have different opinions, and you gotta realize that my opinions are a little more different and more intense for Kurt. So yes, Kurt wasn't being the perfect boyfriend at the time and he was ignoring him. I think that was not a good thing at all. It was just, there was still no excuse to physically go out and be with somebody else. I will never understand that part, and I just want them back together in the end. That's all that matters, and that's all I'm gonna say. So, yeah. Blam and Slain, I say Blam. I just want more scenes of those two. They'd be the perfect dorky best friends. I love, love, love that they're getting back more in there. I loved Heroes. It's probably my favorite song in the episode. It was really good. The performance is good. You know, that their voices really work well together. And I love that they were being heroes. They were painting the school better, food drives, etc. They are good guys. And I also like the part where Brittany kissed Blaine on the cheek, and then that was just so cute in the little paint fight and whatnot. I'm just happy to see Blaine is happy again. Well, not happy, but he's realizing that he has a whole Glee club of friends, and I think that's great. And the badass superhero Blam, they take back the national trophy. Dun dun dun. And I love that the Glee writers and cast acknowledge the fans' ship names. It's really awesome. Like, they all know Klain and all those names. It's cool. I do love when New Directions has those sappy moments where they all come together as a family, like We Are Young, or I don't know, whatever else. My Love Is Your Love, Don't Stop Believing, that kind of stuff. Some Nights was really good. It reminded me of the red shirts, like Don't Stop Believing, which gave me a lot of feels. I think I always have to rewatch the Glee episodes to truly appreciate them, because at first I'm like, this was kind of boring, but after watching it I liked it much more. I'm just such a biased Kurt stan sometimes. I can't help it. Like, it was probably a really good episode, but I kept thinking, no Kurt, this is not going to be as good in my head. So I think I'll give this episode a 7 because it's episode 7. I don't know. Finally, next week, my baby Kurtz is back, but in New York with Rachel. Quinn, Santana, Puck, Mike, and Mercedes are back too. Yay, Quinn! That Gangnam stuff. Oh, no, I hate that. I seriously hate that song. It just gives me the creeps. Like, the beat, I don't know. Way to make Glee more embarrassing to people to make fun of, you know? The Quinn Santana slaps were fucking hilarious. I could not stop laughing. I think it was supposed to be serious, but I couldn't stop laughing. And they're gonna have a Kiki! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yes, I'm so excited. That's probably the most I'm excited for. And I think they're going to have a happy phone call between Kurt and Blaine in this one, so let's have some hope and optimism and happiness. So this recap is longer than I really thought, but you know, I get really into it sometimes. So I will talk to you guys later. See you next week for Thanksgiving, even though Thanksgiving was yesterday. Scheduling. I don't know. Wow, my eyebrows look fucking weird. Sorry about that. There are no Darren triangles. And, yeah, I don't know what to say. Okay, talk to you guys later.